Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you an absolute insane build. Now someone suggested me to actually try this out, and to be honest I was not expecting the result of today's build. But if you guys are new to the channel, you guys have been absolutely smashing these build videos. I've been pretty much making one every single day, and if you guys want these to keep up, make sure you do leave a like. We've been hitting 100 likes on every video so far, so if we can stick to that, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you are new, we're currently 400 subs away from that 40k milestone. If you could help towards that, I would really appreciate it. But with that said, let's jump straight into today's build. Massive shout out to Blazing Boost for sponsoring today's video. It is coming to the end of the season and Lightfall is just around the corner. So if you're struggling to get any gear, make sure to check these guys out. They offer a Sherpa service. Plus with the Nightfall, the Grandmasters coming out, it's a really handy site to have if you guys are struggling. Not only that, it does have a Trustpilot of over 30,000 reviews with 5 stars. If you do use code Unstoppable at checkout, you will get a 5% discount. I'll also leave a link in the description that'll take you straight there. So today's build is going to be a different one to what I'm usually used to. Now we are on Arc. Now I never really sort of make an Arc build, however this one took me by surprise on how good it actually is. So starting off, we're on Arc Strider with the Gathering Storm Super. Now the reason for this is because it's just more consistent, and plus we don't really need a super with this build, and this one we can simply get it off and we can carry on doing damage with our melee. So that is what this build is all about, the melee. Honestly, I didn't realise how much damage this thing actually does in game. But for the abilities, we are running Gambler's Dodge so that we can recharge our melee. Then obviously jump of your choice, it's totally up to you. I like triple jump. And then Combination Blow, make sure you do have that on rather than Disorientating Blow. You need this, it's a must, because a quick strike temporarily increases your melee damage and then it will actually jolt your enemies later on. And Pulse Grenade is definitely the best grenade for this build. Aspects wise, make sure you have Lethal Current on. After dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts a target and creates damaging aftershock, which is really good for this build. Then we do have Flow State, defeating a jolted target makes you amplified, and then when we are obviously amplified, our dodge recharges quicker and you are more resilient while dodging, which is pretty much what this build is all about. So it synergizes so well this class. For the fragments, we're using Spark of Magnitude so that our pulse grenades last longer. Spark of Recharge, while critically wounded, your melee and grenade energy regenerates more quickly. Yet again, we're regenerating that melee ability. Pretty much you will never ever run out with this build, which is absolutely perfect. Then Spark of Resistance, while surrounded by combatants, you're more resistant to incoming damage. Yet again, we're going to be in the face meleeing, so this is a really good one to have. And Spark of Shock, your AUG grenade jolt. So we've got that jolt again, which is really good. It does take 10 discipline, but trust me, you won't really need your grenade that much. Now, this build is quite versatile, so you can use a lot of things. One thing that I would recommend, guys, is a 1-2 punch shotgun, because, as you can see here, hitting an enemy with every pellet in a shot increases melee damage for short duration. So pretty much for this build, any shotgun will work. Obviously, the one I'm using isn't the best for this. There's definitely better out there. However, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, this build is all about the melee. So all you have to do, hit the enemy with your shotgun, then melee, dodge, and you'll get your melee back, and rinse and repeat that. You can even run double special. It does work really well because obviously all we're using is a shotgun. So double special works really well. You're never really going to use your primary that much unless you're playing in high-end game. Like your Grandmasters, you may need to fall back if it gets a little bit too much. But even then, we do have some backups, which I'll show you later. For the heavy weapon, what I do like is a sword. Now, some people may disagree, but for me, this sword right here with chain reaction, it's pretty much just going to react. You're up in the face anyway, so if you defeat an enemy, it's going to jolt, it's going to sort of shock two other enemies, same way your melee does. So it's a really good playstyle to have. But if you don't have this sword with chain reaction, anything works, a sword. You can even use like a Taipan. To be honest, your heavy weapon, you hardly ever use it. It's just for the bigger enemies that you may need the extra bit of damage to sort of finish off quicker. But moving on to the stats, to be honest, yet again, it's a build that has shocked me because the stats wise, you don't need anything. As you can see, my stats are pretty crap for myself. So all you really need is that 100 resilience, because what we do have is the exotic for this build. Now, as you can see, I've not even masterworked it because there's literally no point whatsoever. And that is because, as you can see here, the assassin's cowl, I've not used it since this build. And to be honest, when I put it on, I did realise why everyone was set telling me to make a build for them. With this, powered melee final blows grant invisibility, restores a portion of health and shields, finishes and final blows against more powerful targets increase the duration of invisibility and the amount of health and shield restored. So pretty much every time we use our melee, we're getting health back, we're getting increased sort of overshield, and we're going invisible, which is absolutely insane. I can't believe I've not used this in previous builds, but I definitely won't be taking it off after this video. Now for this one, we do have recovery mod, hands on, so we're gaining bonus super energy on melee kills. We're going to regen our super fast, guys, so make sure you do have that on. Then we do have well of striking, picking up an arc elemental well grants you additional melee energy. You don't even really need that, to be honest, because like I said, every time you dodge near enemies, you'll be getting it back. For the arms, what we do have is a minor recovery mod. We can even stick a full one on that. I don't know why I've got that on, but I'm running overload rounds. Like, this is where it's very versatile. Obviously, if you're doing grandmasters, put on whatever your grandmaster is. So if it's unstoppable, use something with unstoppable and obviously anti-barrier or overload. There's nothing you can sort of do to get around that. Like I said, the weapons are very versatile, so it works really well. Plus your melee is going to work well in grandmasters as well. It does a lot of damage. And here we have where we're going to make wells. Powered melee, final blows spawn elemental wells matching your subclass energy type. So we're going to be getting them arc wells. Now for the chest piece, what we do have is a recovery mod, energy diffusion, and this is what I'm going to run twice because it will give you that extra bit of resilience if you guys need. Then we do have seeking wells, so our wells will obviously come near us. Now for the boots, what we do have is a resilience mod, shotgun scavenger, so when we are getting that 1-2 punch, we can keep our shotgun topped up, invigoration and well of ions. Basically, pick up an arc well, your melee will do even more damage. Now I've just seen here that we need to change this up, so I would recommend using anything, to be honest. As you can see, defeating a combatant with a grenade, there we go, we're going to be getting more wells with that, so I'd put that on if you guys already have your seeking wells on. But to be honest, you don't really need a lot of mods, so if you guys are struggling to get it on your chest piece, put it on your cloak, seeking wells. Then we do have a resilience mod, advanced scout from the obvious artifact. Champions use stun take additional damage from teammates, and lucent finisher. If we do use a finisher on a champion, it spawns heavy ammo for you and your allies. So it's just a good team perk to actually have. But as you can see, you can even put on like outreach, even though you probably won't need it. It could be handy, especially in them grandmasters where it does regen a little bit slower. But that is the build, guys. I'll show you how to use it in the gameplay. To be honest, it's really self-explanatory. All you're simply doing is shotgun, melee, dodge. Or if you guys are not using your shotgun, it's just melee and dodge. And the amount of sort of damage you can do, the amount of rads it takes out is just absolutely insane. Probably the best build in the game. So make sure you guys do leave a like on today's video. Like I said, I'll try and make some more builds because I know you guys are absolutely loving them at the minute. And I will catch you in the next one.